Harry Green writes, "Hey AMC Crew, do you think that this last X-Men Days of Future Past was better than Avengers?"
You know what, that, more than any other question since I first saw X-Men Days of Future Past, that's the question everybody's been asking me. And it's funny because it's not the question that I really came out wondering. The first question I came out wondering, there were two questions I had. What is my favorite comic book movie of this year? Because everybody knows how much I had completely adored Captain America 2. So that question was, do I prefer this or Captain America 2? And very painfully, for myself, I came to the conclusion that for me, X-Men Days of Future Past is even better than Captain America 2. Not that to besmirch Captain America 2 at all, because that movie's brilliant. Yeah. But then the next question for me was, okay, is this the best X-Men film of all time? Because X-Men 2, to me, X-Men 2 has to be in the conversation of best comic book movie of all time, at least in your top 5, if you're talking about them, right? And then I came to the conclusion, yes, this is the best X-Men for me. This is the best X-Men film of all time. So then I started wrestling with the question, is this the greatest comic book movie of all time? I.e., is this better than the Avengers? And I was going back and forth, and then the other night, I went to bed really early one night just because I was kind of tired. I popped on Netflix, I'm like, oh yeah, Avengers is there. I'm going to watch Avengers again. I'm going to stick with Avengers. Like, you watch that again, and Avengers is the perfect comic book movie. It's just on that level, you know? So while it is so impressive that for me, I'm even putting X-Men Days of Future Past in the same conversation with Avengers. After watching Avengers again, it was like, yeah, to me, this is still the standard. For me, it's still the standard. But I would instantly, X-Men Days of Future Past for me gets in the top 5. But anyway, Dennis, what about you? Where would you rank it?
For me, X-Men Days of Future Past easily is the best X-Men film. In comparison to Captain America 2, while I really did like Captain America 2, immediately when the movie was done, I already liked X-Men Days of Future Past more than Captain America 2. In terms of Avengers, it's close, but I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna have to take a year and see, like, watch X-Men Days of Future Past a couple more times, watch it in a year's time to see how it holds up, and then I can really decide. With Avengers, it does do some things better than Avengers. It has a better story than Avengers, for sure.
Yeah, it does.
And you care about the characters more, but then Avengers is a more fun movie. So, like, I have to wait and see, but for me, it's pretty close. It's up. X-Men Days of Future Past is in my top, at least in my top 5 comic book movies of all time.
Schnepp?
Yeah, I agree. Top 5 comic book movies of all time. Right after I saw it, and I had really had lowered expectations, even though everyone was saying how great it was. I was like, all right, we'll see. All right, bring it, Singer. And he smashed my head against the wall. It exploded. It was brought. Yeah, it's the best X-Men movie ever made, easily. After I saw it, I was like, yes. Did it beat Captain America? Is it the best movie of the year, superhero-wise? I thought about it. I was like, even though I saw Cap 2 twice so far, and I've only seen X-Men once, only because I've been busy, I really do want to see it several more times in the theater. I think it beats Cap 2 for me, just emotionally. I think it was so much fun to see all these characters brought back together, and I think that's why this movie has such a winning combination. It's taking all these characters from the first couple X-Men plus First Class and intertwining them and then getting rid of all the garbage trash, or at least trying to, like that.
The continuity problems.
Yeah, the continuity problems that none of us like.
Here's a question for both of you: If Guardians of the Galaxy comes out, and it's and not, you know, one of the top 10 comic book movies of all time, but if Guardians of the Galaxy comes out and consensus says, hey, that was a good movie, can we say this is the best year for comic book films ever?
Yeah. If Guardians of the Galaxy is just good, not great,
but good, everybody's going to say this was good.
Yeah, because you got X-Men. Well, I mean,
there's Spider-Man 2, I know.
Personally, my Spider-Man...
with X-Men, Captain America 2, which are both insanely good. And then if we got, this one comes out, and it's at least consensus-wise is, hey, this is a good one. Like, not up here, but good. I got a feeling we got to call this the best year for comic book movies ever.
With 3 movies?
Yeah, with those 3, of at least the quality of those 2 at the top. It's just crazy. Dennis, what do you think?
Possibly. I'm going to have to go back and see what else came out when The Dark Knight came out. Any other comic book movies?
Dark Knight just crushed everything, though. Yeah. I mean, it so overshadowed everything when it came out, though.
I'd have to look back and see that, because maybe if that year had another, at least pretty good comic book movie, then maybe that year. But off the top of my head, I can't think of a better year. Yeah.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.